Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on Tiki today, and it looks like we're going to be using this team quite a bit this week. This is, I don't know, like the fourth match, third match that we've used them. I think that's number 3. Did I? Yeah, I think so. And I'm not complaining. The practice is good because I really, I'm not using this team the best. So the more practice, the better for me. It's a lot of shades of when I used to use Ninjurin. I feel like this team is. I had like 2 nukes on that team as well, and this team is really similar, but except I guess there's 3 nukes here this time, and one of them has 4 actions by herself. So big change. But yeah, I feel like I'm just driving this car poorly. I'm not doing a good job of driving this car. It might be a stick shift. I didn't learn how to drive stick shift. But I'll get there eventually. The plan here is to use... Really love the investment in Marnie. She's so good. The plan here is to use
this is challenging.
Lucina to... take off Fjorm, pretty much. I'm trying to get the desperation on there to see if that can help out. But that's going to be the ultimate goal. Hopefully I can do it on turn 1, if not turn 2. I gotta break the gears here. From the gears.
Sure
Niederviller? Yeah, that's where that was from. And then I think the desperation should go off here. That's why I've positioned the team like this, so that I got the desperation, the paranoia effect on Lucina. I can't find the Kanto in our weapon. I'm currently looking for it, and it's just too many words. And I just blah 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 blah. No Kanto, nope. Blah blah blah. It's just going. I can't read it. I don't know. It's not dyslexia. It's just I'm not seeing what I'm looking for, so I'm just giving up on reading it. But yeah, I think she gets Kanto too. I was just trying to double check just to be sure. If not, I think I can do this with Golvig. Kanto want to put me back. The spot here is not the best position for Golvig because worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, Brave Robin can warp there if Micaiah moves 1 down, but I don't think that's going to happen. But, just to be safe, it's probably not the best idea to be in that position.
Say the word.
I love the fact that the swap gives a guaranteed Kanto too. I really love that.
At your command.
For offense. For defense, I don't think that would play very well into my strategies. How come I'm not getting the desperation here? I set it up, didn't I? Yeah, she has the paranoia status effect. So, not quite sure. Oh. Okay, I gotta have the chip damage. Well, whatever. Can I get Fallen Maria in there somewhere?
Name a target.
No. I'd have to waste an action.
Don't be seen.
This looks like I'm probably gonna have to do this on the following turn.
No.
Turn 2, which means I'll eat some debuffs. Interesting that I didn't see a lot of the debuffs from Micaiah. Not sure why. Well, I guess Bernadetta has Verge of Death. Maria doesn't meet any of the conditions. Well, at least there should be Discord, no? I guess. Or, actually, maybe that's Hearthvelger. Since there's no way for it to splash within 2 spaces. I think it would have ended up on Lucina, probably. And since... I don't know. That's just speculations. I think that's what happened. I could be wrong. But, not seeing any Micaiah debuffs this turn, which is interesting. I don't think... There's nothing really for to get panicked here from female Robin, so that's fine. And not that it would matter, because I do have the dance with Peony. Yeah, I'm trying to think of ways to try to get in here. The good thing about this defense is that there's no Kanto control, so I won't get stuck, which is great. Not the best setup here. Reason being is that Sigurd is a little bit like all the way in the back, and also he's exposed, so if you had like a ranged flyer, melee range flyer, you could probably just snipe him, and once you take out Sigurd, there really isn't much else left in terms of fighting against this team.
Say the word.
It's pretty easy to pick off. They'd start moving, and then it'd be easy to pick them off one by one. I mean, you still have to get through Fjord, but it's doable. Sigurd's positioning is not the best. You could probably put Asker there.
This is challenging.
Looking at this, yeah, you could probably put Asker there. I'd recommend that. And then you get the threat range on the front instead of in the back. That would probably work out better for you. I'm saying that because Asker is a little bit more difficult to take out from range, and also
All right.
he actually has distinct counter, so he gets the ability to counterattack. So that would be more beneficial to you, especially since he's bonus. But I guess the bulwark is useful in the front, but then you also have the ice terrain, so I would probably recommend Sigurd being in the front. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. It's going to take me a while. You see me breaking the structures on the left-hand side here because I know it's going to take me a while to get up there and get all of the pots, so I'm just doing that in the meantime. Lucina missing the kill right now is
challenging.
Peculiar because, I don't know, it's weird. Not meeting the speed condition, which I usually do meet. I guess it must be the support from Asker. So there's that. Which means I probably have to line up with Sigurd. With Peony, actually, to get some drives. Currently what you're seeing is me failing to properly utilize this team, I guess. Probably, well, really down to my own, to me handicapping myself because I want to run the healing tower. Without the healing tower, this would be a lot easier to maneuver with because I would have gotten the desperation effect off on the first turn. But since that is something that I'm choosing to do, I gotta make it work. Really peculiar that I'm not winning the speed check, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the Asker status effects. So that is interesting to note. I need another way to get +6 speed. Maybe I should. I was thinking I should run the catch skills, but the catch skills are only +5, so it's no different from running life and death. Bernadetta has to be where she is, unfortunately, which means that I typically have to waste a dance to get her into position to attack. Usually the defense is on the right, and as you can see, she started all the way on the left, so I typically have to waste my peony dance to get her over there.
Good morning.
Let's back out and go another turn. That's probably for the best, since this is kind of messed up right now. It's really scuffed at this point. I'll break the structures and see if I can get Bernadetta in on the left, because I'm failing to meet the speed check since Asker is buffing. So Bernadetta will definitely outspeed since this is an unmerged Fjord. So I'm going to break the structures and get Bernadetta into position to attack on the left-hand side. And then turn 3? I do have to break the gravity thing. So at least I'm on my way to doing that. What else? I feel like that's enough strategy for now. This is really just, again, down to me hampering myself. I'm really just failing to I'm failing to set the team up properly. So that's really what you're seeing here. That's why this is taking so long. I love, side note, or tangent, new topic, I love this Lucina in terms of the swap that she does and the fact that it gives out the Canto 2. I also love the special acceleration. What's not to love there? But what I really love is the special jump that allows her to hit curve shot twice. That is juicy. I've been just like theory crafting in my mind a way to get her to do that with Deadeye. But it's a little bit more challenging because you do need, I would need an external, an external jump, but I don't know if it would stack with the special jump that she has in the weapon effect. So I'm theory crafting it in my mind because I really would prefer to just do this with Deadeye. Reason being, if she's dying because curve shot just doesn't give enough unpersonable DR, she's dying anyway then. Might as well just run Deadeye, right? Either that or Miracle, but then, I mean, Miracle is really just, so that she doesn't die, but then I'd rather just
I see.
do enough damage instead. So I'm thinking Deadeye might be the play, but I don't know how to get it to do the loop thing because it's one extra cooldown. So I'm gonna
This is challenging.
see if I can get that to work. I really like that. Also, I typically would prefer running Deadeye on Bernie, but yeah, curve
sure
shot
I
for
can.
now. Also I don't want to unlock the team, so there's also that to consider. But I love the first time that I did it. I think it was in the match, like the date yesterday. You would have seen it. I was like, whoa! She gives the curve shot again. That is so dope. So yeah, that's really really cool. Hold on. Okay, my screen was actually freezing up there. Either that or my finger just wasn't registering. The touch wasn't registering. Sometimes it does that. I don't know if it was like I don't know, but sometimes I touch the screen and it doesn't respond, and it's kind of bad because all of them were kind of in a line on the side there. So I kind of like locked the screen just to see if I could fix that. Just so that I don't have any accidents or make any mistakes because of that. That would just be terrible. But yeah, it seems to be good now. I guess it was a lock screen thing, but yeah. Where was I? Ooh, okay. So I think Saline is kind of really good. I think she just needs a ton of investment though, which is, I mean, you may already have a blue unit that can probably do something similar to what she's going to be able to do, but I think she's really good. She needs Time's Pulse. I think that's like the main thing that she needs, and then after that she should be pretty much good to go. You want to probably stack her attack stat because of course it's a brave weapon, so naturally. But I think there's potential there with that with the Ninja Saline. You probably want to get some merges on her just to get the most out of her. But I am definitely looking forward to using mine. Don't know how I'm going to fit her into
At your command.
my teams just yet, but I do have plans to get her there. Currently, I have a Omni Tank team with like 3 Omni Tanks.
Yeah, sure I can.
Hopefully, I can narrow that down to 1 or 2 at most. It's really not an optimal setup to run all 3 of them at the same time, but I couldn't figure out what else to do with that team, so for now that's what it is. I'm thinking of putting her on that team eventually. I was saying that like I didn't know what to do. Well, not that I didn't know what to do, but I have no desire to really use even though I really like Diamant, I don't really have any intention to use him outside of the fodder that he has. So I'm gonna see if I can get him all the way up to 99 HM in Tempest Trials, and then he's definitely gonna be on the chopping block.
Sorry,
I think he'll hit decently hard. It's just that I don't see myself using that unit. I have other green units that I really don't like. In terms of green Omni Tanks or green melee frontliners, green units, the only one that I really use is Erica, and then everything else that I have on green is either a nuke or an armored unit. Which brings me to the new Arcane. I don't see it being very good. Like, just judging from the Tempest Trials, it's not like the craziest thing. I think the unit herself, there's no way I'm going to say that. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Dagger's grandma. I think her herself, she seems...
ready.
Well, she's probably going to use it well, because I think they're definitely going to give her... They're definitely going to give her some type of preferred skill to make her unique. That's what they've been doing with these rearms, so I don't see why they would stop with her. And I think that's going to make her use the arcane weapon really, really well. But the arcane itself, I don't think it's that great. Like, looking at it in comparison to arcane that rearm Grima came with, I think that one was way better than this one that we're getting with the axe. But
I see.
the bar doesn't necessarily have to be that high for this rearmed axe. I think the value of the unit is really just in the fact that she can duplicate armored skills. I think that's really where the value is. So they probably didn't really put too much into the axe. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe maybe that axe will perform really well on certain armored units. That is to be seen. But so far, I'm not like overly impressed with her performance. Granted, I am running through this current Tempest trial with Ike, so there's that. And he just kind of bodies everything, so there's that. But I'm just not really impressed with what I'm seeing. Maybe with specific armored skills, she'll perform, or the axe will perform even better. There's also that caveat as well. But I'm just not digging it.
Yeah, sure I can.
I'm looking forward to see what else will be on that banner though, because last year last year we got Duo Sanaki on the Ninja banner, and that was like a really huge power spike in comparison to where we were coming from. Omni tanks. That was last year was the year that we got all of those God Swords, right? Fjorm, so on, Summer Fjorm, so on and so forth. And then we got this massive power spike with Duo Sanaki, who just absolutely destroyed everything that came before it. So this year, it's really interesting that they didn't go that route. So I'm wondering where that power spike will be, because typically there's a power spike somewhere around Ninja banners. There's usually a power spike somewhere around there. Looking back at what we got, Ninjorin, even you want to go as far back as Lin, Dual Lin, Ninja Lin. There's typically a power spike somewhere around there, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be there this year. Or it could just be that Shield Fighter is just that. I feel like Shield Fighter was probably the power spike for this year. After CYL, of course. So it could just be that it's just going to level out, and we're just going to slowly scale up in terms of getting stronger units from there on. That could be the case, but I'm not like really mad at that. That's probably like for the best, because you really hate. I really didn't like what Sanaki did to all of my God Swords last year, because it went from me being able to use every God Sword that I had in my barracks to me being able to use none of them, because all of them really functioned within 2 spaces, 3 spaces. There was always some type of space condition. And then Sanaki kind of made that a negative thing. And then also, since she was inflicting her own debuffs, and also she just hit hard on top of that, none of the God Swords had the defense and, well, the res plus health to really survive a brave hit from her that pierced Yar. So it really just, like a whole archetype of units, not just like swords, but lances and axes as well, were just obliterated by one unit. And that's never a good thing. So it's interesting that they didn't go that route this year, or probably for the best that they didn't go that route this year. Granted, I don't see what type of unit they really could have released that would have done something similar to what Sanaki did last year. It would really be a massive power spike, because we had pierceable DR last year, and now we have unpierceable DR. We have flat DR. So if you're gonna, just destroy the meta, the unit that they would have to release would have to ignore unpierceable DR to do something similar. And I thought that might have been the direction that they went in. Either ignore DR, either ignore the unpierceable DR, or just hit way harder. And I feel like they tried to go the hit harder route with Lucina here, but it's not hard enough to just delete literally everything, which is a good thing. But if they had went the ignore flat DR route or ignore damage reduction altogether, then that would have been, we would have been in for a tough ride between here and I don't know, typically around Valentine's is when we probably have gotten something to help us out. So very interesting that they didn't go that route. It bodes well for the rest of the year, in terms of what they release that's going to be unique enough to help us out with this type of challenge. So that's definitely going to be, I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the year to see what type of units they release, and how the new units and new skills that are going to be on those units are going to play into the current meta, or into the new meta that will be created as a result. Looking at the new skills so far that they've introduced since CYL, they've all been like fairly interesting. Looking at the majority of them, it doesn't seem that they're, aside from Shield Fighter, I would say, it doesn't seem like their immediate impact, or it doesn't seem like they have like immediate impact. It's going to be like for the long run. I feel like the skills that are like, even the one that's currently on, like, let's say Tharja, that new A skill, I feel like there's going to be a unit that comes out later on in the year that uses that A skill way better than the units that we currently have. Even though Lucina kind of uses it fairly well, I feel like there's going to be someone better. So there's that to just look out for in terms of just fodder and stuff. Keep that in mind. And now, since Asker is solo, he should be miles better, or miles easier to defeat. Had to save him for last, unfortunately, which made playing around this map a lot more challenging than it needed to be, or than I should have made it. But yeah, Bernadetta is able to do it, so we're just going to do it with Bernie. I totally enjoying the fact that I'm actually getting to use her now. Granted, I am handicapping myself, so it's really making it harder than it needs to be. But another match finished. GG. See you in the next one.